They had to make it nervy at the end, didn't they? My God, it was going so well until the last few minutes, and then the last few minutes seemed like a few hours. What a night, John. Amazing. An
Yeah,
away win
I,
for Celtic in Europe.
I wasn't that nervous at the end, Hamish. I know that it was like one of those, oh, Celtic are going to throw away things, but even though they scored that late goal, which was an exceptional goal from them, I always felt Celtic were pretty much in control of that, even towards the end. Celtic played out after they got the late goal, and held the ball well in their half, so wasn't too concerned. Fantastic night, 6 points off that mob in the group stage is outstanding.
I think we were all agreed that a point would even have been quite an acceptable result tonight. So to take 3 points from tonight's game, and obviously 3 2 weeks ago, is a real good marker of this Celtic team improving. So much to chat about with the game today. Just first of all, I want to get it off in terms of a wee kind of stats. I like my stats and that kind of thing. It's our first away win in UEFA proper competition, so group stage onwards since Lazio a couple of years ago. A year ago tomorrow, Sparta Prague were putting 4 passes at Celtic Park. Now I know that's irrelevant because it's a new Celtic team. What it does show is how far Ange has taken this team in a short period of time. It's right there in black and white. Amazing night. We've secured Conference League football at the very worst after Christmas. So Celtic will play European fixtures at the start of 2022, which I think we'd all have taken at the start of the season as well. So just brilliant. Will we go through the game then? Who do you want to pick out first of all, or do you want to do generally?
Well, generally, and picking people out, because I actually thought there was quite a lot of good performers in the team. Obviously, it goes without saying that front three were electric on the counter attack tonight. I think it was one of their best performances as an attacking unit tonight. But looking back into midfield, I thought David Turnbull was exceptional in that midfield. I thought he really struck the balance of defence and attack excellently. He also retained possession at key times, but he also showed that little bit of skill, and bit of, attacking flair when required. I thought he was really good. I thought Nir Bitton was really good in that kind of holding midfield role. I thought Anthony Ralston was very good, up until that moment at the end where he should have closed down their goal. So, there's 5 or 6 really good performers, across that team tonight, and that was the difference. There was definitely individual magic, Hamish, but I thought as a team, it was really good tonight.
Juranovic, another one who I just thought was sublime tonight. The way he played, his defensive tracking back, how good he was in possession, how he took care of the ball. Callum McGregor, a guy who I think goes unnoticed because we just expect it every single time he plays. Yeah. That guy was sensational tonight. The engine in that guy, the runs he made, both offensively, defensively, incredible. First goal. Did you celebrate the first goal?
Of course I did.
Did you celebrate it at the time?
Or you talking about, did you think it was offside? No.
I didn't celebrate at all. Thanks, VAR, for ruining one of the best Celtic goals ever.
I wasn't too stressed about that again. You seem to worry more than me a lot, Hamish. I was very relaxed about that. I know it looked very, very tight on the replay, but I thought, he just looked like he squared it and he was level. And
I just don't want to look like a fool. I don't want to celebrate a goal and then it to be offside because I've seen how that looks. So it ruined the amazing moment for me. But that first goal, I mean, Abada, I think you paid special attention to him on Twitter.
Well, I thought tonight from most of the goals actually all 3 goals, it's that you can see the Ange way of playing. It's about winning possession back. It's about being, defensively busy. It's about having the determination if you lose the ball to win it back. Abada, did really well to nick the ball. And then we've got those 3 players who are electric when they're given space to be electric. As we know, that was the problem against Livingston at the weekend. We just simply never had that space. But when they have space, they can do special things. I thought the counter-attacking football tonight was an elite level, certainly a Europa League level. Abada, he's the man who made the goal, and he was, one of a number tonight who put in that kind of effort and set up Celtic with attacking opportunities.
Probably the first time in Celtic history that a song's words have been replicated on the pitch, because Abada was on the wing and then Kyogo did his thing. quite pleased
Yeah.
I managed to get that in. 11 straight away games now in Europe. We've scored the first goal. That's a mega stat.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But then again, it shows like the kind of nervousness about Celtic when they do have a lead away from home in Europe. But tonight, I just thought they were very composed, kept the ball well. Even at half time, you're 2-1 up and you're thinking, the Hungarians are probably going to find a way back into this. But Celtic had always looked dangerous on the counter attack, and you'd always fancied us to kind of nick a third. Well, at least I did, and rarely for Celtic it goes as smoothly as that. And I know we conceded late on, but I thought that second half went very smoothly indeed for a team, that's supposedly pretty awful away from home in Europe. I thought they conducted themselves superbly.
I agree totally. Was it a Ferencvaros team that was poor though we were up against?
Yeah,
or,
but I mean,
or was it a bit of both?
But there's a bit of that. But if you think back to last, I know it's a different Ferencvaros team as well, and I know this is a different Celtic team. But see, when we got beat off them at Celtic Park last season, that was probably the hardest result to take of the whole season. You talk about results haunting you. That Ferencvaros game, that defeat at Celtic Park under Neil Lennon, that haunted me for the entire season. I was annoyed about that for the entire season. And that's when I thought that, things were starting to go off the rails at Celtic, because I thought the performance that night was pretty shambolic. So to go from that to kind of putting, a few goals past this team, beating them home and away, I think is a feather in Ange's cap. And I know people will say Ferencvaros aren't a great European team, but that doesn't matter. Celtic have hardly gone away home and away in Europe against, pretty average teams in the past and picked up 6 points. So you've got to celebrate the fact we've picked up that 6 points. And now you look at the Group G table, Hamish, and
Hang on,
and you
I'll
think
get it up for you.
oh, there we go.
Give me about 5 hours.
Yeah, there we go. So look at Real Betis got beat by Bayer Leverkusen tonight. We're still to play Real Betis at home. We're a Spanish slip up away from having a real chance of going through into the next round of the Europa League, never mind the Conference League.
Well, I give you the real situation just so everyone knows.
Yeah, go for it.
As I say, tonight's results, just to get it again out there, it's guaranteed a top 3 finish at the very worst for Celtic due to the head-to-head over Ferencvaros. If we can avoid defeat against Leverkusen in the next match, we will give ourselves the chance to beat Betis on match day 6 and finish above them. We'll also have that chance if Betis fail to beat Ferencvaros, regardless of what happens in Germany. So that's that's what we're hoping for. But we've given ourselves a chance. We've covered the first goal, second goal. Do you know how many seconds from Joe Hart making the save to Jota putting it in the net?
Oh no, I don't. I'm going to guess. I'll go 17 seconds.
Oh, 18. So
not
I'll
bad.
give you that. It's probably not as amazing as it sounds, but it just shows how quickly Celtic broke. That's the goal Jota has been threatening to score for Celtic, I think, since he signed. He had those shots in his early days off the crossbar, 3 or 4 of them. That's the screamer he's been threatening to score. And I just continually am amazed by how talented this guy is. This is going to, typical Hamish making a negative out the situation, but I almost think he's too good for Celtic. I almost think he's a level above us. He is what I'm saying by that is he is a player talent wise who should be playing for an elite club in Europe, and I'm talking a Champions League group stage every single season. He's that good.
I'm not going to argue with there, but just enjoy him. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the future. Enjoy him while he's here. We might sign him, we might not, but I'm enjoying it. I thought that finish tonight was absolutely outstanding. It's rare you see goals going off the post. I was kind of shocked at half time when Chris Sutton said the keeper should have done better. I don't agree with that at all, because the shot was just so pinpoint that it was just the keeper was never going to get it. He was at full stretch. I don't think you could blame the keeper at all. It was, and again, I've been using the word elite a lot tonight, but it was an elite finish. And I thought Turnbull was excellent in the build up to that, the little nutmeg. I know it was kind of there's a touch of fortune about the kind of deflection onto Jota, but you can't deny a finish like that. It was exceptional.
Quality of the goals tonight were incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 4 of the 5 goals were brilliant.
Yeah, I mean the third goal's maybe my favourite of the whole bunch, because what David Turnbull loses possession again. This is the Ange philosophy. This is the Ange outlook, on full display here. Turnbull loses the ball within 10 seconds. He's won it back, and actually he's shown a bit of physicality that he's kind of almost rarely shown at times at Celtic. But he bullies the player off the ball. I know you don't like that Ferencvaros player. You were slagging him in our group chat earlier. Yeah. But, he bullies him off the ball, and then he immediately sets up the counter-attack. And that pass from Kyogo is, again, that's a top-level pass. That counter-attack was what you see, what you're supposed to see at the, out of the good teams in the Europa League. It was really good, that counter-attack. And the finish was, that's when Abada's at his best, when he doesn't have time to think about it. Just,
Yeah, sorry, mate. Even just to see the pass from Kyogo, I mean, to execute it is one thing, and it's the weight on it's perfect, and Abada just has to put it in the net, although it's a great finish. But even just to see that pass is incredible. I didn't see it at the time. I honestly didn't see it at the time. I was kind of looking, Kyogo, are you going to maybe have a shot? Are you going to try and cut back and go left? But Abada came out of nowhere, and Kyogo was a step ahead. He knew Abada was making the run, and he fed him perfect weight. And the great thing I loved as well was Jota was at the back stick as well, so Abada could even have cut it across, and we could have had Jota scoring.
Well, that's even, you look at the first goal, Hamish, Jota was coming in on the left-hand side overlapping, and, Kyogo, if he didn't fancy taking that shot, could have easily slipped him in for a tap-in, because the keeper was not committed to that side of the goal. So it's like even the goals we were scoring had multiple, options coming off of the final moment. And it's unreal. I know I'm talking a lot and excitedly tonight, Hamish, but I was quite excited by that performance tonight. I just thought that was one of the all-round best, across the whole team, best performances of the season.
When you look around the team and take it man for man, the amount of really impressive performances tonight. I mean, we've already picked them out, but Joe Hart had a couple of really good saves. Ralston, I thought, was another really good performance. Juranovic, for me, was our best player. I thought Juranovic was just incredible. The midfield, McGregor was great. Turnbull and Beaton were really good as well. Came on to a real good game, especially Beaton. And the front three were absolutely electric. And even Stephen Welsh going into that game tonight, he's not played since Livingston away a couple of months ago. And I thought he did absolutely fine. He
did absolutely fine, and he played a lot of that game in a yellow card, which I thought was a harsh yellow card. Yeah. I know that kind of gets given sometimes in Europe, but I think he was unfortunate, let's say, even if the referee wasn't wrong to card him, he was unfortunate that his hand slapped the face of the opponent. But I thought he did excellently. And Ange got to rest his front three, a bit again, because he made wholesale changes at the front of the pitch, and that's good for the weekends. That's what we need. Ange obviously felt the game was comfortably enough won, and I know the performance after the substitutions was a little less impressive, but the players on the pitch did a job. Ralston should close down their player for their second goal quicker, but you know what? That's nitpicking for me, because I just thought that was an outrageously good finish. I know he's got loads of time to pick his spot, but it's not often you see a shot from that angle, curl so far outside of the post, curl so far around the defenders and go in the far post. So, it was an excellent goal from their perspective. But, even Liam Scales coming on didn't do the job at the end, just for a few minutes, just very composed, didn't look nervous. And there's a lot of players just doing their job in that team at the moment, and that's what's great to see.
Yeah, as you say, he made 3 changes. I can't remember ever seeing Celtic make 3 changes in a winner. And 3 players all, in similar positions. The front 3, obviously, with an eye on Sunday, and I think it will be I think the front 3 that started tonight will probably start on Sunday. I don't, with it being the last game before the international break, I don't really see how, I don't really see the reason to rest any and not start a Kyogo or a Jota or a Abada. And as you say, when the players came on, I thought Big Gigi did absolutely fine. James Forrest was involved. Mikey Johnson had a few runs, and even getting James McCarthy back in the pitch again tonight, I just think he's been written off a lot, James McCarthy, and people are already just accepting him as a complete dud. And if this guy can, the big caveat's always if he can stay fit, but that's going to be another really good player that we've not really seen yet, like a new signing. Well, he is a new signing, and it'll be great to get him back in the team if he can, get up to speed. But the pressure's off him to an extent now because the team's performing. We don't need James McCarthy right now. He can just get up to speed with it. So I just think there's so many positives with this Celtic team. I mean, Celtic teams in the past under new management with less upheaval than happened in the summer haven't turned in away European performances like that. I mean, you look at, it took Brendan Rodgers' teams, albeit at a higher level, longer to put in a performance like that away in Europe. It took, Neil Lennon's teams, remember they had that full season basically of Europa League games before they went to the Champions League the next year. So it's so encouraging that a Celtic team that is so far away, I still think we're miles away from the pinnacle under Ange. We're so far away. I think the team will probably still be unrecognisable when they get to their pinnacle in terms of personnel and in terms of the way the players and the team are playing. But for us to win away in Europe at the Hungarian champions, a team with internationals throughout their team, a team who played in the Champions League last season, it's just fabulous. And we might not go through in the Europa League. In fact, I would suggest that it's possible we could go out in the next match day because Bayer Leverkusen's a really tough game, and you would think Betis would beat Ferencvaros at home. But even if we don't, I think there's so much to take from this group stage campaign. And we've got the Conference League, which is of course the greatest tournament ever to be made by man. And we're going to win that as well.
I've got a feeling it's going to come down to this game against Betis.
It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? You'd back us, surely.
Real Betis at Celtic Park, I think the game's already sold out. It's going to be bouncing, regardless, I think. So, you just hope that there's a bit of magic next time. But you're right about the managers and their slow European starts. And going all the way back to Martin O'Neill, Hamish, I mean, I think they went out of the UEFA Cup in the second round or something. Then obviously Gordon Strachan had that Media Bratislava, hiccup. So there's loads of evidence for the start of a Celtic project, the start of a Celtic team doing really poorly in Europe. And I think, given the state of the team in the summer and the state of the squad, we've said this before, but I think, Ange actually did well to get to the Europa League groups. And then you're thinking, you're at least wanting to finish third and be competitive to go through to the next stage. And we are that 4 games in. So I think, Ange has arguably done better in Europe this season than he has domestically so far. And we just need to wait and see if we can kind of figure out this way to play against more defensive teams. Because I think, against, teams that will give us space, I think we'll look electric. There's no doubt about that.
Indeed. I'm going to work through some of your comments. I feel like it's safe to do that because it's subscriber only at the moment, and I know that all of our subscribers are wonderful people. Try not to swear as well, because then I maybe won't read out a swear word live on the channel. Would I get in trouble for doing that, John? Would we lose money?
I don't. Well, maybe. Yeah, you might get demonetised. Right. So, we'll need to. You
I'll
can
save
stick
that
it to the
for
man
January the 2nd.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, you can.
Right.
You can stick it to the man.
I had a comment in there. Darcy Dwyer, what do you make of this? Jota is a player I wanted Paddy Roberts to be. He's almost like a Paddy Roberts end product.
Yeah, Paddy Roberts is alright. I mean, there's been a bit of revisionist history behind him. I know because what happened, he had that really good season, and then he had his loan extended again, and then he was injured all the time, and then Forrest came onto a game. But I agree, Jota's looking fantastic. I mean, yeah, I know you're worried about holding on to him, and I know you're worried that you should be at a bigger team, but as I say, just enjoy him for the moment, because we might not actually have him for very long, and I think he is a player destined for an elite level. He's still very young. He's not had a ton of pretty, first team football at a good level. So this is all quite new to him. He didn't do very well in the Liga last year, but I think Ange is obviously getting the best out of him. I mean, if I was Jota, I would. Well, I'm a Celtic fan, but I would stay at Celtic because I think working under Ange, if you're playing in an attacking team and a team that plays this way, then you're always going to have the opportunity to do well. And I think it's better off with us than a team that doesn't have as much fluency going forward than we do.
He's quite an intelligent guy as well, I would suggest. So hopefully he realises what he's got at the moment. But that's a topic of conversation for another day. As you say, to use a John phrase, let's just enjoy it. and enjoy him while we have him. Martin Barrett, an excellent result, good football, and each player did their job. The whole team played well and defended right up the park, starting with the front three. David Fletcher. Kyogo smiles when he scores, Kyogo smiles when he misses. Did you notice him with his wee smirk when that one was cleared off the line?
Yeah, he's infectious, isn't he? He's like, he's just a delight to watch. He seems like a great guy. He puts a smile on my face, like you say, whether he scores or he misses, because he's almost, he's undeniable. That's the word for him. He's undeniable. You can't be angry at Kyogo. I don't think I'll ever be angry at Kyogo. He's a wee legend.
He's going to go down as one of the greatest hits with the Celtic support, isn't he? I mean, maybe not one of the greatest Celtic players ever, but in terms of the relationship with the support, I don't remember, I hate to do this, the lazy comparison is Nakamura, just with the whole appeal he had at the club, but it's been a while since I remember a player having such a love, amongst the support, and he's incredible. A couple of people commenting that Nabil Fekir was sent off tonight for Real Betis. People saying that he'll miss the game against us. That's match day 6 though, isn't it? So I'm not sure whether he would, unless it's violent conduct.
Even if he's missing from that Ferencvaros game, that's a blow for them. That's what I mean. We're only a Betis draw away from having the opportunity to do them at Celtic Park and go through. It's not. We're not looking for a miracle from Betis against Ferencvaros. So I do think that match day 5 is going to be really interesting, and because even if Celtic don't get something, it could all go down to the wire on the last match day.
Kerem Demirby was also sent off for Leverkusen, both in the 94th minute, so there must have been a wee tussle in that game. So he will, I'm sure, miss the game against us. I don't know if he's a regular starter. It seems like he is. Derek echoes so many positives for this Celtic team, and the crazy fact is this team is going to be added to in January. Brian McPherson, 3 brilliant goals tonight. Happy with that. I think we're the only quote British team to win in the Europa League tonight as well, which is always a bonus. So it's good all round, John.
I'm a very happy man tonight, Hamish. I mean, I know we've done a lot of these, and a lot of them have been, we've run the full gauntlet. We've had really terrible performances and really terrible results, bad performances and good results. We've had, we've had the full, but it's really satisfying to be sitting here excited about a good performance and a good result. It's just really good at this level for Celtic to be, putting in wins at this level. I think we've done well to have 6 points after 4 match days, and I really think we're in with a shot of qualifying. And if not, it's again, I think that people will say it's a distraction, blah blah blah. But I would happily take a wee parachute into the Conference League. I know that's guaranteed now, whatever happens. So I'm very happy tonight.
Win-win. Listen, I made this wee graphic and I've not used it yet, so I absolutely have to get it on screen. I made this prior to the first Betis Leverkusen game, so just after that Tuesday afternoon when we had over Ferencvaros. This is basically what kind of has to happen for Celtic to make it through into the knockout rounds of the Europa League. And as you can see, we can tick off match day 3 and match day 4. So that's ideally how we're looking for things to shape up in the final 2 match days. It would just be great, as you say, John, to have it in our hands going into that last match. Just final comment, Barry Denton, definitely only the beginning of the build of the squad from Ange. A few signings in this transfer window coming, and we will be a force to be reckoned with. John, thanks so much. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Close to 1,000 of you, and the people watching it afterwards as well. We'll have far more content in the coming days, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, for example. So be sure to give us a sub if you've not done it yet. It would be massively appreciated, and we'll speak to you very soon.